Welcome to Woking, the town that dreamed big and built even bigger, and then went completely bankrupt. Once pitched as a futuristic commuter hub, Woking blew over £1.8 billion on skyscrapers and a massive shopping centre. It even spent some of the money on many sci-fi statues that you can find across the town. So what went wrong? Why is this town bankrupt, and is it still worth saving?
Good morning from a beautiful sunny Woking. Here, nestled in the Surrey hills, we have a town that's pretty Londonised. It's had some pretty interesting things done to it in terms of the investment, and it's completely bankrupt. So those three things made me want to investigate this place. How could it be in Surrey and be bankrupt, you're probably thinking? Surrey is the richest part, the richest county of the entire UK, and by some margin. So that's what I wanted to investigate. Join me today as we go for a little explore around this pretty interesting and unique town. Check it out, the Shah Jahan Mosque, Britain's first purpose-built mosque. It's not every day you see that, mainly because it is the first. Let's go down there and check it out and get... Wow, look at that. Feels like we're in a Mediterranean, North African country or something like that. It's actually a really pretty building, and the palm trees just sort of add a little bit of character to it, really. You wouldn't expect this though in Woking. You definitely wouldn't expect, out of all the places you think this the first purpose-built mosque would easily be London, but there we go. Shah Jahan Mosque. The Shah Jahan Mosque was opened in 1888, which makes it the oldest purpose-built mosque in all of England. It wasn't even built for the local Muslim community, mainly because there wasn't one yet. It was actually built by a Hungarian British aristocrat who converted to Islam. Well, I couldn't find any Muslims in the area. All I could find was some school kids, which obviously I'm not going to bloody film, but I could hear the teachers sort of teaching them what the entrance to the mosque was called, what the spire's called, and just some information about the mosque. What do you think about that? Do you think that's a good thing, that we're educating people on all kinds of religions? Or do you think it's a bad thing and that it should be an optional thing if you want to study Islamic arts and all of that stuff? I'm kind of in between two, to be honest, but it felt weird to hear it and see it just so naturally in a lesson, just people getting taught things like that. I don't know, I don't really have too much of an opinion on it, to be honest, but I'm sure the comment section will. Fun fact about Woking, it's the most culturally and ethnically diverse town in all of Surrey as well, which, to be fair, is a pretty boring and white area. But here, there's a little bit of everything. There's a big Brazilian community here. There's a big Sikh community here as well. So you can get restaurants from all these sort of countries. It's a pretty interesting place to visit. Hopefully there's some traces of that, without the negatives, in the town centre. Well, I'm just walking as per usual with these videos to get a real feel of the town, not just the town centre, but these sort of back streets. And the only thing that really comes to mind is it feels fairly average to nice. I mean, people do have very nice cars here. There's obviously money here. The further outskirts you go, the nicer it seems to get. Like, the houses get bigger and you get these fancy gated communities with Aston Martins and all sorts. It's really fancy, but here, to be honest, you know, this could be in many parts of Kent, you know? It's a nice place. And it feels pretty safe so far as well. But let's go into the town centre. I can see it coming up ahead. Apparently they've spent so much money, which is why they're bankrupt, on skyscrapers, which I can see in the background, and a massive mall as well. So it'll be very interesting to check out that and see if it was really worth the billions and millions spent to upgrade the town centre and all of that good stuff. It's coming up ahead. You might even be able to see it in the distance. There's even a big old Hilton Hotel on the far right, which allegedly has a bar on the top, which I'm not going to do today, but I would love to do it at some point. This is just outside the main sort of town centre, if you will. It's mostly takeaways, that sort of thing. But to be honest, it doesn't feel very busy at all. I mean, it's midweek, to be fair, but it's a lovely sunny day and there's not too many people about at all, to be honest. But anyways, we're gonna go deeper in. We're gonna have a little look around the mall, see what that's like. After all, they spent so much money on it. It's got to be the best mall that I've ever seen, surely, right? Only time will tell. I think it's down here. Well, I'm not sure, I've never been here before, but it's probably down here. Well, we're just entering the main bit now, and this is all the regenerated stuff. You've got a super new floor, and I believe the mall is just on the other side over there. Let me show you what it's like. It's probably a local in the chat saying Peacocks is not the mall, but it looks like it is a mall. Not too bad, to be fair, for a place that's went bankrupt. It looks very nice. To be fair, I haven't even seen any form of litter on the floor or anything like that. So far, pretty good. I'm quite liking it so far. Anyways, we're gonna go into the mall, see what shops there are, see if it's any good, see if it's worth the literal billions spent here. Victoria Palace Market Walk. So I'm assuming this is where you have a sort of a daily market, something like that. You've got all sorts of fruit, that sort of thing all along here. And it goes on for ages. I wish you guys could smell what I'm smelling. You've got all the smell of the fruit, but it seems like there's food places up there as well. I can see Vietnamese, Brazilian, all sorts of cool stuff. That's really cool. It's literally like a market that's in the main mall bit. Still haven't managed to find the mall. I just got lost in the market, and I love a good market. But there you go, that's the Vietnamese place I was showing you. But it seems like the mall should be up there and potentially turn right. This video is just me getting lost in Woking so far. But nonetheless, my point is, I really like it. I like a good market. And when they mix sort of the old school market with the modernness, I really like it. It looks cool, it's modern, the food's clean, and man, it tastes good. I'm definitely gonna have to get lunch there. There are these bloody statues everywhere. I don't know if that was part of the project. I know some of it was, but I don't know about all of it. Now, I think there's an interesting story about this. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. A painter put these up, and the police were going to take them down, but it was too expensive or something. There was a story that I heard about that. So they've just decided, you know what, we're just going to leave them up. The council can't afford to take them down, hence why they're bankrupt. That might be the story, I don't know. In the background as well though, you've got these massive, absolute massive buildings. It just feels so weird to see something like that that's not in a big city like London, and have a statue there and some more skyscrapers over there, and even more, to be fair, getting built. I mean, if it was really that badly bankrupt, why are they building new buildings, right? Or is it something that's already started? And I'll tell you, is what mad is, despite it all, you've got these abandoned shops that are still under sort of reconstruction. I can't see anyone working on them, but it's mad to see that in a place that's A, got wealth, and B, spent a lot of wealth, still hasn't quite nailed the protecting what you have before you start something new. And I think that is the bit of the tragic story really with Woking. I mean, this sort of encapsulates it, that building there and the pretty cool new building up ahead. But it's a town of both. It is a town of both. My first impressions of being here for 2 hours is A, it's a nice place, B, it felt safe, C, there's no litter. So my overall opinion is it's a really nice place, to be honest with you. It doesn't feel shabby despite what's happened to it. It is a bit of a tragic story, but nonetheless I would definitely live here, and I definitely recommend you give here a bit of a travel, especially if you do like to see statues and that sort of thing. If you don't like statues, that is like 90% of all the tourist sites in this town, but nonetheless it's definitely worth a visit. You've got all these bike racks and literally 4 or 5 of them are being used. I'm just confused about what's behind me. There's construction there, and even on that side there's construction too. I don't know if these are projects that have already started and they've just have to keep going on them now, or they've somehow fixed the problem slash someone else has stepped in to build more. I'm not entirely sure. Let me know if you're a Woking resident, because I would be keen to know what the hell is going on, because the headline is, oh, it's bankrupt, so you'd think nothing else would be going on, but life still moves on here. The locals seem happy. It seems like a nice area. probably would if I lived in an apartment like that, you could argue. Looks pretty nice. But the point is, life still does move on here, despite everything. Wow, I've just checked the house prices of Woking and it is absolutely staggering. I know it's a little bit less than Guildford and other places in Surrey, but 547 grand for the average house. Anything, that's including flats, that's including every single property that's been sold on Rightmove, which is a staggering amount. How is the average Joe earning 20 to 30 grand ever supposed to move out? And I know Woking might not be their first choice, and there's most of the UK which is far cheaper than that, but I can guarantee you, even if you lived in somewhere, I don't know, Gravesend, it'd still be a few hundred grand. You'd still be looking at maybe even 400 grand for Gravesend. So yeah, it's just mental, it really is. It does make you wonder as a young person whether you'll ever be able to afford like a house like the ones behind me or the ones in front of me, because yeah, it kind of seems absurd when the money's that high and you can only borrow like 4.5% of your entire income plus deposit. I mean, you'd have to save a few hundred grand in deposit just to afford like a 2-bed, which is mental. Well, that was Woking, everyone. What did you think? Does it deserve the name of being the bankrupt town of England, or is it deserve a name of something else, the statue town of England? Does it deserve the name of just being a really nice clean town? Let me know in the comments, let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in another video. Cheers.